of legend was opened up at the page marked March 31st. Championship Showdown. The W3L heavyweight champion, Joe E. Legend, taking care of a special beating on the special edition on Nathan Reynolds. Nathan Reynolds, you've shown me something, son. You've come out, you've shown me some heart. You've also shown me some blood, you've shown me some tears, you've shown me some injury, you've shown me that you're not too heavy to be carried out in a stretcher. But hey, there's a team of guys in W3L who felt that from me. You guys are all going on stretchers one by one by one. The interesting thing, Reynolds, I thought I'd kick some sense into you, but instead I knocked the screw loose. Because as I was dominating Mike Musso, as I was putting his head into the concrete through a chair, the first person to run up and try and get in my face was you. Now I expected you to be last place. I expected you maybe to be sending everybody else out there because you didn't want to take anymore. Well, you're gonna take more. You're gonna take a lot more. You see, what you've done is you've annoyed me. You've ticked me off. I'll keep things PC. You've done more than tick me off, but we'll just use that word. You've ticked me off. And time's ticking. The clock's ticking on your life. The clock's ticking on your career. The clock's ticking, and it's getting closer and closer and closer to March 31st. To the championship showdown, to the main event, to the special edition. Nathan Reynolds, you're kind of a hard ass, you're kind of a tough guy. You've had a solid run, you're a former champ, just remember that. The word former is key there. You're former, I'm current. In fact, I'm the guy who took you out. And I'm gonna take you out again. And you try to drag that big spear out and run me over and break my ribs, I might just kick your face off. You try to hit me with big slams and you try to make your way to the top rope, I might kick you out of the air. Because you see, while you've been recovering just to get back where you were, I've been advancing, I have been evolving, I have been improving. And it's hard to believe because I'm so good already. Nathan, use your head for something, son, other than just a place to hang a stupid looking look. Okay? Get it through your oddly shaped head. I am the guy who dominates you. I am the guy who dominates that locker room. That's why I have to change by myself. I'm the guy who dominates Scotland. I'm the guy who holds this belt alone. Me. No manager, no valet, no team, no horseman, no nothing. Me, alone, on my own. Because I am good. I'm really good. I'm the best who ever was. I'm Joey Legend. I'm the king of this industry. You've already found out once. But the thing is, I'll also be the mortician as I put you down 1, 2, 3 and keep you down possibly forever. You want to have a stretcher match with me? A stretcher match with me. And you thought it was real cute getting the whole crowd to chant it out at me. Fine. I accept it. But the thing is, you're going to bring out that thing as your trophy. This is my new thing. I've lived my life around that stretcher, man. I've carried that stretcher into buildings, but I've never carried it out. It's always been used to carry out everybody who stepped in my way. You'll learn for the last seconds of your miserable life that heroes come and go. Legends live forever.
Hello everybody and welcome to W3L Wrestling Showdown here on the W3L network. I of course am your host Stevie Wizard. Thank you for joining us again this week. Thank you for the subscribe button. And you heard some strong comments there from the W3L heavyweight champion Joe E. Legend. He of course has his date with Destiny on Thursday, March 31st, our championship showdown event in Dunfermline. He must face former champion, the one to watch, Nathan Reynolds, in that stretcher match. And you've obviously heard what Legend had to say. Hopefully this week we'll be getting some comments from Nathan Reynolds, who will bring them to you next week right here on Wrestling Showdown. But if you want to be there in person and see what happens live and in the flesh as Reynolds and Legend battle over the heavyweight title in their stretcher match, then you can. Go to our website W3LWrestling.com for tickets for Championship Showdown. Again, if you use the coupon code Showdown, you'll get 20% off. Now, of course, it's not just the stretcher match happening there. I'm sure you know everything that's going down on Championship Showdown. We have the women's title on the line. Casey Owens defends against Leah Owens in that championship versus face match, where if Leah Owens loses, she has to wear a mask from now on. We also know that the golden ticket holder, Blondie Barrett, will be coming back to W3L. What shenanigans will he be getting up to? And the man himself, Grado, will be there too. So much going down in Dunfermline. Make sure you are part of it. Again, you can get your tickets from our website, w3lwrestling.com. We do, of course, have other events in the following 3 days, which I will detail to you very, very soon. They are in Stirling, Livingston and St Andrews, and tickets are all there on our website as well. Now, as I'm sure you know if you followed W3L closely, back in February around the event, we were supposed to be seeing the contingency plan against the Coffey brothers for the tag title in a no disqualification match. Sadly, it didn't happen on that night, but the good news for you people, and indeed for the Coffeys, is it's about to happen right now here on Wrestling Showdown. The Coffey brothers have been waiting, desperate to get their opportunity to face a contingency plan with the rules out the window. If you're at Petticoat Bay, you'll know the contingency plan got themselves DQ'd on purpose to keep the titles. This time, they don't have that luxury. So can the Coffey brothers finally regain the tag team title to become two-time tag champs? Or will the contingency plan have, well, a contingency plan? Let us not delay any further. It's time for your tag team championship match. So let's get down to ringside and see what happens.
Ladies and gentlemen, the following contest is your main event of the evening. And it is for the W3L Tag Team Championships. This contest will be fought on the no disqualification rules. Introducing first, the champions. In the corner to my left, they are from Glasgow, Scotland. This is the team of James Scott and Taylor Bryden. This is the contingency plan. And introducing the challengers, in the corner to my right, this is the team of Mark and Joe. They are the Coffey brothers.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Joe Fordyce here with you on Wrestling Showdown, and it's the match the Coffeys have been waiting for. It's for the Tag Team Championship, and this will be a no disqualification match. And oh, hang on, James Scott's grabbed the microphone here.
Wait just a minute. I've been in many places across the world, but I've got to say, you have to be the ugliest crowd I've ever seen in my life. No, seriously, I've seen some ugly people. But you know what? Crime watch. Speaking of crime watch, the Coffey brothers. You two want a title match here tonight? I don't think so. We're out of here, everybody.
And James Scott saying they're out of here. Now the Coffeys were meant to face the contingency plan in no DQ match at Remedy. It didn't happen, and it looks like it's not going to happen this week either. I don't know what to say. Hang on! The plan! Charging the ring and jumping the Coffeys from behind. All just some sort of ruse. As the Coffeys get launched off the ropes and retaliate with double drop kicks. Now, an interesting thing to note is the fact that, as you see him in the foreground, James Scott is here. And normally it's been Taylor Bryden and Dickie Divers that have done the tag team work for the contingency plan. But for some reason it's James Scott. I'm assuming this is some sort of attempt to throw the Coffeys off whatever preparations they've made, because One would assume they've planned for Divers and Bryden. But if anybody can overcome this, it's going to be the Coffeys. And this is just like the Mike Musso versus Joe Legend match from 3 weeks ago, where anything's going to happen as Taylor Bryden takes a giant swing on that hard wooden floor. Remember, it's no DQ. It's liable to, well, in fact, it already has gone all over the building. And oh, hang on, is Al Snow in the building? And Joe Coffey giving Taylor Bryden head, if you see what I mean. And the Coffeys have been itching to get hold of the contingency plan with the tag belts online, and particularly in this no disqualification affair. This is going all over the building here, folks. I'll do my best to catch the action as I can. As Taylor Bryden trying to run Coffey, Joe Coffey in the apron, and Mark Coffey just cuts him off and throws him in the ring here. And Taylor Bryden trying to escape at the far side of the ring. And the Coffeys have now got Taylor Bryden trapped. And all that bad blood between these two teams, all that ill will, is going to get taken out on poor Taylor Bryden. Hopefully I've kind of made a rub for his own back with his actions, I suppose. As he takes that jumping knee lift. And Joe Coffey immediately in for the cover. Because the quicker they get this match won, the better. Although I'm sure they would like to give as much damage to the contingency plan as they possibly can. And Mark's done something to James Scott at the back of the room. He's just moving about, but he's been effectively isolated in this contest, and Bryden's been left all on his own. I'm not sure how fluid a team Bryden and Scott are going to be, because of course mainly it's Bryden and Divers that team up. And Bryden's caught in this Boston Crab, and Mark grabs hold of James Scott, and now he's applying a Boston Crab as well, it looks like. And referee Stevie Wizard having a heck of a time having to run between both men, Bryden and Scott, to check and see if either was going to submit. And look, Taylor Bryden's grabbed the ropes, but of course it's no DQ. So I mean, he could count to 5 for a rope break, but Joe Coffey doesn't have to break it. Bryden gets a boot to the face, and now he breaks up the hold there. And Joe gets launched to the floor. And so now Mark Coffey left all alone. So he gets launched in the far corner, and here comes James Scott, the man who made his return to W3L at the end of last year. In November, here in the Showdown, we saw him in that tables match. He and Dickie Divers won the tag belts from then champion Mike Musso and Nathan Reynolds. As he spills it to the floor yet again. Now here's an interesting note. This is the second tag title reign that the contingency plan have had, because Bryden and Divers won the belts last year when Divers cashed in that golden ticket. Joe Coffey hits the fire exit door. I think Mark's about to do this, or was going to try and do the same, but he's trying to fight out of it. Hang on, they've got hold of Mark Coffey, and they just throw him in that pile of chairs. And that's be pretty dangerous. There's some sharp edges there. It's thick plastic and metal legs. Don't know what damage that has done to him, but he is down. And now Joe Coffey's been caught all on his own. He's got to fight 2 men off. As I mentioned, the plan won the belts in the middle of last year, and then they lost them to Musso and Reynolds, but then they did win them back, as I've just detailed. This is the second time the contingency plan have been champions. This is also James Scott's second ever tag reign. He held the belts many years ago as part of T2K. Now of course he's part of the contingency plan. But this is Taylor Bryden's third ever tag reign. Twice as the plan, and once as part of the Disco Biscuits. If you're a long time fan of W3L, you'll know all about that. And Joe Coffey's been put in a seat right in front of our camera here as James Scott crashes into him. And that was going to be a bad landing. Almost taking the camera out. And poor Joe Coffey being caught in between the contingency plan, 2 sadistic men willing to do whatever it takes, and we've seen that as well. The crowd firmly on the side of the Coffeys, and Joe's going to do everything he can to fight back. He's a resilient guy, hard to put down, but can even he sustain a 2-on-1 assault from Scott and Bryden? Oh, he breaks right through and clotheslines a pair of them. There's no such thing as quitting this man. Joe went for the discussed lariat but took a boot right to the chin. Good move by Bryden, he's felt that move before. So ducks out the way, James Scott retaliating. This is where Joe could really use his brother to come in and help him out, but Mark is, I think, still down and out after crashing into those chairs. Bryden flailing away and Joe Coffey. And James Scott pulling away at Joe's leg. And oh no, they've got hold of Joe Coffey! And running right in that ring post. Again, that could easily have been a DQ. However, and there's the ring bell straight to Joe's lower extremities. Again, this contest, anything goes. This is what the Coffeys wanted. If you're with us in Petticoat Bay back in December, then you will of course have seen the match, the Coffeys against the Contingency Plan. What happened on that night was that the Contingency Plan got themselves disqualified on purpose to retain the title, and it was of course Joe Coffey challenged them to that no DQ rematch. It's what they're finally getting, so there's a lot of pent up frustration, and Joe Coffey clobbering both members of the Contingency Plan all on his own. And Joe off the top with the flying body press. What a superb move, but he is unable to follow up. This double teaming he's suffered has taken a lot out of him. And all four men are down. Mark Coffey still down at the back of the room, it seems. And Joe Coffey pops to his feet. He's getting that second wind as he smashes his way through the Contingency Plan. But as great as Joe Coffey is, as much of an Iron Man as he might be within that squared circle, I'm not sure if even he can beat the Contingency Plan all on his own. And hang on a second, may not have to, because here comes Mark. Mark Coffey launching James Scott to the floor. Taylor Bryden with his attention on Joe Coffey. Mark with those rapid forearms. Launching Taylor Bryden, reversal. Mark ducks. Bryden ducks. And Mark Coffey slams him with ease. But you can see the pain in his body there. See the way he's holding himself. And he picks Taylor Bryden up with a benchmark. But James Scott making the save. It's an Irish whip. And right in the chin, Mark Coffey hits that kick. Studying at the feet of Shinjiro Itani, who's over in 0-1. And so things have begun to swing the Coffey's way. As they have the Contingency Plan opposite corners. And it's all aboard the Coffey Express as they charge corner to corner. And the Plan are just trapped. And look at this. Down goes the Contingency Plan. Joe straight in for the cover. 1, 2. But the Plan still with some fight left in them. Now, as I mentioned before, it's normally Dickie Divers and Taylor Bryden. As Joe Coffey goes crashing into the ringside table beside your MC Leon Brown. Normally it's Divers and Bryden that do the teaming up, if you like, in the Contingency Plan. And I'm not sure where Divers is. Normally you would have thought he'd be at ringside, but there's been no sign of him. As Mark takes that double backbreaker, adding insult to injury. But he manages to get out of it. So I don't know if Divers is here. And I don't know why he's not part of this match. Again, I'm assuming, like I said earlier on, that this was an attempt to mess with the Coffeys to throw them off. Again, because it's the contingency plan, effectively any combination of the trio is allowed to defend the belts. Effectively, all three of them are tag champs. The old Freebird rule, as it is known. So they're perfectly within the rights to do this. As James Scott drives down Mark Coffey, courtesy of Taylor Bryden's feet. And at the last split second, is Joe Coffey making the save. And the stakes in this match so high. It's the W3L Tag Team Championship. The thing that every duo wants, either in W3L or outside of it. And it looks like the Coffeys are going to finish off James Scott if they get the chance. Mark is going for the elevator, trying to pick him up. Oh, but his bag's gone out. Mark Coffey's back can't hold up James Scott, and that allows Taylor Bryden to throw Joe Coffey for the top turnbuckle. And the plan, once again, dominating. This match is back and forth, back and forth. Again, that shows you how much this means. The plan would love nothing more than to defeat the Coffeys emphatically once and for all. And there's a backcracker by Taylor Bryden. He's straight in for the cover. But Joe Coffey getting out again. Covers again. But it's not to be. And James Scott rolling to the floor. Mark Coffey's on the floor as well. Oh, Bryden go for yet another cover. And just pummeling away Joe Coffey. It's a good move. You've got your man down. Keep on him. And Taylor Bryden and Joe Coffey's been left pretty much all on their own. I don't know where Mark and James Scott are. Although, as I say that, I spot James Scott at the left hand side of the ring, and he's got himself a chair. Again, this is perfectly legal in this contest. Look at him wedging it between the turnbuckle pads. That won't be a soft landing if somebody goes into that. And Joe Coffey's just been getting stomped all over for the past minute or so. He's backed up in the corner. It's game over, says James Scott as he whips Joe Coffey, who reverses it, and James Scott head first in that chair. And Taylor Bryden gets caught in the middle and hits the Disgust Larry in the chop block at the same time. The Coffeys are on top, and they become the new tag team champions.
Ladies and gentlemen, here are your winners, and you, W3L Tag Team Champions, the Coffey Brothers.
Congratulations to Mark and Joe Coffey, who are now two-time W3L Tag Team Champions. Wasn't that a great match? If you want to see more great wrestling action like that, live and in person, we have got 4 live events lined up for you. I'm sure you know about them by now, but let me reiterate what is happening very briefly. On Thursday, March 31st, it's Championship Showdown. It comes from Dunfermline. It's got that stretcher match for the heavyweight title. The Women's Championship versus Face match as well. Plus, Grado's going to be there. The golden ticket holder Blondie Barrett will be there. So much more besides. You can get your tickets from W3LWrestling.com. The next day, Friday, April 1st, we are in Stirling filming matches for here on Wrestling Showdown. Grado's going to be there. Whatever is left of Joey Legend after a stretcher match the night before, he's going to be there. Blondie Barrett, he'll be there too. And so many more of your W3L favourites. On Saturday, April 2nd, we go to Livingston as we join forces with our pals over at SSW for our annual combined mega event. This is one you do not want to miss. Again, the remains of Joey Legend will be brought along and he will be in action as well. And then on Sunday, we're in St Andrews. More Wrestling Showdown being filmed. Again, all your favourites will be in the house. Make sure you are at some or all of these events. Again, tickets are available from W3LWrestling.com. And of course, if you use Showdown as a coupon code, you can have yourself 20% off your tickets. Remember, visit our website, give us a like on Facebook, give us a follow on Twitter. I assume you subscribe to this channel, and make sure you are part of the live W3L events coming up very, very soon. And then make your plans to be here in 7 days' time, as you'll be back with yet more Wrestling Showdown.